Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Tina Frias joins us. She's the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. Here for the whole show on all new Nevada Newsmakers.
Aaron Ford's high-flying travel has caught the attention of nonpartisan investigators on the Nevada Ethics Commission. Ethics officials are examining $35,000 in luxury trips taken by Ford, largely paid for by corporations his office regulates. The investigation also includes allegations Ford leveraged his position for personal gain, accepted gifts, and improperly used government resources. High-flying Aaron Ford. Luxury travel, special interest perks, too much baggage to be governor.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We're delighted to welcome back to the program Tina Frias. She is the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you had a big convention here recently that the builders put on. Tell us what the results of that were. What did you learn?
So we had Housing Outlook just last week, and it was really a great opportunity to learn a lot about the home building research. We had some pretty phenomenal speakers. We had our amazing governor who was there. We also had Zane Marshall from the Southern Nevada Water Authority, Sean McCoy. His research is just exceptional and just a lot of good information about land and infrastructure. And then we had our very own Steve Hill as well.
Yes. Tell me about what Steve Hill said, because he was talking, I saw a quote from him, but it wasn't a very long quote, about what's going to happen with the monorail when it's done being the monorail, because it has a certain lifespan, because they don't make parts for that. Do you recall what he said about the monorail?
I'm not sure what the ultimate plans are for the monorail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, for so many years it kept going bankrupt and things were falling off it in the early days. Now it has become a very vital part of the transportation network for the convention center, and yet they don't make the parts anymore. And so it does have a limited lifespan. We'll figure that out later. Tell me about the water side of things from the Southern Nevada Water Authority, because, people get concerned about that. But, from everything I've dealt with the Southern Nevada Water Authority, they have water that they have, plans for many years to come.
I definitely have to give the Water Authority kudos. They are exceptional. The way that they have exercised water conservation really is the casebook example for across the country.
The world.
The world, yes, that is absolutely right. We partner with them quite regularly. I will tell you that we have a lot of confidence in John Insminger, confidence in the leadership of Governor Lombardo as well. And the fact that we are utilizing under the amount of allocation for our state, and we have water that is essentially banked is really just a positive for us. And so, I would be naive to say, not to recognize the fact that as a community, water is something that we're going to have to continue to pay very close attention to, and certainly use less of it than we used in the previous century. But I do think we have some of the best and the brightest here working on it.
And also, it's fascinating to watch what's happening with desalination now off the coast of Southern California. That the Southern Nevada Water Authority, and therefore Nevada, is paying money towards making that work to allow us to take a greater share of the Colorado River. Fingers crossed that water keeps coming down the Colorado River, while at the same time not disturbing what's happening in Southern California.
Absolutely. I do think we're certainly at a point where we're going to need to be more creative as a community, and I think that is an example.
Let's talk about affordable housing, because obviously that is one of the major talking points, and I'm sure it was at your conference as well. What are the real answers to affordable housing? And let's start with, is $400,000 the price of affordable housing now?
That's a really good question. I'll tell you, housing.
But do you have a good answer?
I do. I will tell you that housing attainability is something that is very critical to our board of membership. If buyers can't afford the homes that we're building, we can't sell those homes. And we have a lot of folks that are really deeply committed to this community and ensuring that folks are still able to achieve the American dream. We have so many challenges that we're facing, but we're continuing to become more and more creative. I will tell you, for us, we want to see more Nevadans be able to get into homes, whether that goes up to 150% of the area median income. And I think that's a range. We do have some projects, infill projects that have recently come online that are in the mid 300,000s. And so it's a way that our builders are working really hard to be more creative, to be able to get more of that supply in the market for buyers.
And there are certain politicians in Southern Nevada that are delighted to hear the word infill rather than sprawl. So as you look at Southern Nevada, at this point, what is the need? I mean, because more and more people are escaping California and moving to Southern Nevada. Are we keeping up? Are we close?
We definitely have a supply shortage. It is a challenge because, it comes down to simple economics, supply and demand. However, the land issue is a big one for us, right? It makes it really challenging for us to keep up with that supply, just because there's a limitation on how many projects we can develop. But, like I think I said last time I was on this show, that we are looking at every land opportunity that we can for projects that we can move forward.
At this point in time, is it too early for home builders to be looking further south towards the Ivanpah area? Because that by 2035, 2036, Ivanpah Airport is going to come online. There will be a need for all kinds of things, from hotels and gas stations to housing for the people that are going to work out there. This will be the supplemental airport to Harry Reid. Are builders talking to you at this point about, optioning land and that sort of thing?
I will say, first, I have to give a shout out to the Clark County Department of Aviation. They do an exceptional job.
Yes, they do.
I'm so excited about the progress they're making on that airport. I think right now it's a little too early to speculate how much housing is going to be needed in that area. They're still going through the environmental impact statement for the airport. But what I will tell you is that if the project does warrant housing, our folks are certainly going to be ready to build there.
Well, you're talking about 17,000 acres that will be available for development of one kind or another. And so, I know that some people, Tig Segerbloom has been on the program, concerned about development down the I-15, but others are excited about it. I mean, it just opens up great opportunities.
Yeah, I think they're looking, the reason why they're doing that environmental impact statement and looking at the needs for that airport is because they're trying to look towards the future. And I think that's important to make sure that we have the appropriate air service and location for folks to fly into. But I think we do need to allow them to go through that process so we know what is necessary there.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, you can't build it without an EIS. As far as we're looking at building more stadiums. You've got another project that has just come online that Tom Letizia has been promoting for a stadium down towards the south, I guess south of Mandalay Bay. And there are other stadium projects in the works. This is good news for construction, but how does that play off of what you need as far as home building goes? Does it take away or does it add to it?
I think it's certainly a very exciting time. I will tell you, just to see the growth and the economic development in this community, I think we're really on the verge of becoming this major metropolitan community. And so I think those things are exciting. I think when it comes to home building, this is more opportunities to diversify our economy and workforce and have more opportunities for people to move here and to live here. And obviously that continues to drive that demand in this community.
What about the tiny houses movement? Are your builders looking at that? Because and for folks that don't know, and they can look on your website, the people that support your organization are all the major home builders in Nevada, not just Southern Nevada. Do they look at that as an opportunity for them?
We're primarily your, typical single family resident. However, we're certainly supportive of options. We want more people to be able to get in a home, that could mean various different opportunities. That could be a tiny home, that could be multifamily, that could be a rental, that could be a home that you're purchasing. And I think our organization supports those options for Nevadans.
So Summerlin obviously has been a huge boom area and continues to be. What do you see when you look at Summerlin at this point in time through your builders? What are their hopes and aspirations over the next couple of years? Because it seems like interest rates are not the deciding factor there.
I would say that Summerlin has just done an exceptional job as one of the premier master plan communities there is in this country. And so I think there's a lot of great development that's going on in Summerlin and the way that they've planned out, the shopping and the parks. It's just very conducive to a very positive family environment.
Perhaps one day Martin Scorsese will make part 2 of the story of Howard Hughes, and it'll include Summerlin, because that would be quite remarkable.
Absolutely.
I want to talk about the political affiliations, but let's take a break and we'll come right back and talk more with Tina Frias after this time out.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
We are still waiting on official results from Nevada. They could still be getting ballots next week.
The state of Nevada allows ballots to be counted for almost a week after Election Day. Winners and losers can change for a week? It's embarrassing, and it makes you wonder about trusting the process. It's time to stop accepting ballots after Election Day and bring trust back to our elections. I'm Shirley Folkens-Roberts, and I'm running to make Election Day, the way it should be.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Tina Frias. She's the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. When we talked last time, we didn't have a chance to get into it on the program, but you were mentioning that the organization is forming a PAC. Tell us what that is about, what the idea is behind that.
Absolutely. So we're making some of the largest investments into our PAC that the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association has ever. So we have about $700,000 currently in our PAC account, and we have a goal for $1 million. We really think that housing is such a critical issue and that it's very important that we continue to support and invest in candidates that understand the complexity of the challenges that we face. Also, campaigns are expensive, right? And so we want to make sure that we're providing them that support. We also feel very strongly that when it comes to a home, that's a bipartisan issue. Everybody needs a home. That's
Right.
the great thing about this. And so I think in our conversations with both Republicans and Democrats and independents, they all seem to have a good understanding of how critical home building is to the family dynamic, to their constituents. And so our PAC will certainly be supporting folks on both sides of the aisle. And we're really active right now with interviewing candidates and all of that.
Okay, so when you talk about the complexity of the industry, what do you mean?
So we have a lot of challenges right now we're facing in terms of interest rates, construction costs, land. And I think oftentimes there's elected officials that will come up with a policy that is well intended, but may not have necessarily included the input from the home building industry. And we're on the same team. We want people to be able to afford these homes. And so I think candidates that are open to understand our issues and who are also, familiar with the industry are definitely things that we would be looking for.
When you talk about interest rates, for example, it's such a complicated issue because for senior citizens, they want interest rates to be high so that their savings will be able to maximize for their time in retirement. For the home buyer, they want interest rates to be as low as possible. And for a long time, some would say were artificially low. Is what you're looking at right now more of a normal as far as interest rates go, and therefore it becomes incumbent on home builders to offer incentives, towards upgrades, towards the opportunity to buy down points, those kind of things. How does the industry feel?
We're hopeful that interest rates will drop somewhat. I mean, that is something that we think does help more individuals get into homes.
Sure.
We're going to continue to be creative and offer different incentives, whether it's towards interest rate buy downs or things, dollars that go towards options for a home. So it's something we're going to continue to invest in. But the interest rates are a piece of so many other challenges that we're facing.
Like what?
So when we talk about land, that's another major concern, right? If we don't have land, we can't build.
Are the builders optimistic about that? Because we have been talking about lands bills on this program forever. We've gotten a few, but there is obviously a great need in both Northern Nevada. Sparks is out of land, and Southern Nevada has the same issues.
Yeah, I actually said in an interview recently, if I had a magic wand and had one wish, it would be that we'd be able to open up more land for development. It's an issue that we continue to be very vocal on, to work with our federal stakeholders. But one of the things that I'm very optimistic about is under the governor's leadership, as well as Clark County and our private industry folks and the BLM, we've been really working hard through working groups to improve the land disposal process. And there are so many people that are really, really invested in this, and we've been able to see some real movement and some communication at the federal level that we had never seen before. So I am optimistic in terms of, how we look at how the appraisals are looked at, and feedback being taken from the private sector on some of those appraisals, and identifying land that is ripe for residential construction.
I think we talked about this a little bit before the last time you were on. There is BLM land that is available for development that has not been utilized at this point. Is there a problem with that land as far as development, or is that just an ongoing process?
There is quite a bit of it that's still available. Obviously, with us being at a roughly 26,000 acres, that gives us concerns, right? We have studies out there saying that we're projected to run out of land by year 2032.
Which is 6 years away.
I know, it is very concerning for us. But what I will say, part of the areas in which we want to be able to improve in partnership with government is how do we make that land disposal process more seamless? And what do the builders need to be doing to nominate land, which is what we've engaged more into? And I do think we have some of the best and brightest working on this. And so that gives me some optimism, at least as it pertains to streamlining the BLM processes.
All right, let's take another break. We'll be back more with Tina Frias after this timeout.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. Our community is our foundation. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Tina Frias. She is the CEO of the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. One of the things that has come up a lot over the last couple of years is corporate investors. Opportunistic, of course, because they're looking to make money, but coming in and buying property up. It's been a big issue for the Democrats. Certainly here in Southern Nevada, but across the nation. What's the Home Builders Association's position on this?
Well, this has certainly been a pretty hot topic that
Yes.
we've seen even at the national level. What I will say is I think Nevada is unique. And I think it's really important that we make sure that whatever policy is that's brought forward, that it's based on data, that we recognize what the implications are here in Nevada. One of the things that I think is positive is Governor Lombardo does have a task force that's been put together that's being led by Jeremy Aguero, and we know that Applied Analysis does great work.
He'll be here in a couple of days.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. But they do great work, and they're really good at bringing community leaders together. We have representation on that task force, and so I'm looking forward to see what comes out of it. Hopeful that it'll create some sort of baseline so that we can understand what the implications are here in Nevada.
Okay, but I mean, just from a practical point of view, if there's housing available and corporate companies come in and buy it, they hold on to it, they charge rents until such time as they can unload the property and potentially make a profit. Is that a good thing for the home builders or a bad thing? Because I don't think anybody wants to see neighborhoods fall into disrepair.
I would say not all corporate investors are operating the same way. And we actually have some members that are in that business. And I can tell you, I've toured their communities, and they're near great schools. They're an opportunity for people to be able to get into a single family home where they're not having to pay to get their backyard done and the window coverings and the down payment. And so I also want to be careful that we don't take away that opportunity for people to be able to raise their families in these great communities that are well maintained and beautiful.
All right, and that's where we have to leave it for now. Always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
You'll be rolling with some swag during the $150,000 Spring Bling giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Make it rain with up to $5,000 in cash every week and 20 large in cash guaranteed during the grand finale drawing. We're blinging in your good times at Tamarack Casino.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
Welcome to the Ahern Hotel, where bold ambition meets unforgettable experiences. Feel your game day vibes and celebrate with great food at All American Sports Kitchen, serving amazing flavors and fan favorites. Sip and savor at Aroma Barista Bar. Handcrafted coffee roasted to perfection. Step into the Ahern Live showroom, where concerts, comedy, and unforgettable performances light up the night. We also have the David Yule Art Gallery. It's the only one in the world, and his work is breathtaking. Browse the gift shop. It's a treasure trove of keepsakes, chic essentials, and one-of-a-kind finds. And the space. Almost 30,000 square feet of meetings and events areas ready for you. From weddings and birthdays to quinceañeras, trade shows, banquets, and beauty pageants. Bigger ideas? Let the Ahern team handle all the details so your event is flawless. Ahern Hotel, where moments become memories. Book your next gathering today.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We'll see you on the next broadcast.